I've got it to you.
Well, on behalf of your cameraman Billy Lee, this is your match commentator Derek Disley, welcoming you to Central Park, the home of the Wigan Rugby League Club, who this afternoon play host to the first of this season's Silk Cut Challenge Cup semi-finals between Lancashire rivals Leigh and St Helens. St Helens come into this game having reached this stage, beating Swinton in the preliminary round 18-16 at home. First round victory at second division Dewsbury by 48 points to 12. Second round victory at Oldham by 24 points to 14. And in the third round, convincing home victory against second division Whitehaven by 41 points to 12. And St Helens line up this afternoon for this semi-finals, the first semi-final appearance for 6 years. They line up at 1 Phil Vivers, 2 Barry Ledger, 3 Paul Loughlin, 4 Mark Elia, 5 Kevin McCormack, 6 Brett Clark, 7 Neil Holding, and their forwards 8 Tony Burke, 9 Graham Liptrot, 10 John Fieldhouse, 11 Andy Platt, 12 Roy Haggerty, and 13 their skipper Chris Arkwright. The Saints subs this afternoon are at 14 Paul Round and 15 Paul Ford. Leigh in their first semi-final for 13 years, trying to make it to Wembley for only the second time in their history. They line up as follows: 1 Chris Johnson, 2 Neil McCulloch, 3 John Henderson, 4 James Luluai, 5 Ian Jeffrey, 6 John Kerr, 7 Phil Johnson, 8 their skipper Derek Pike, 9 Mick Dean, 10 Tony Cottrell, 11 Mark Thomas, 12 Milton Huddart, and 13 John Westhead. And the Leigh substitutes are at 14 Mike Davis and 15 Gary Hughes. Leigh, the first in possession, skipper Pike trying to clear his own 25, tackled by Burke and Fieldhouse. Dean attacked in half-back to Johnson, on to Thomas. Thomas runs into a tackle from Arkwright. Kick will come in from scrum half Phil Johnson. Beavers takes that diving, gets it out to Ledger. Ledger attempting to run round them. Solid tackling in the centre. The St Helens player is injured on the other side. I think it's Beavers who outstretched himself, but Saints get the first penalty of the game. Leigh reached this stage of the competition, winning at Runcorn by 25 points to 6 in the first round. A second round home victory over Carlisle, 18 points to 6. And 2 weeks ago they went to Hull in the quarter-final and won 12-8. So Saints in possession with Fieldhouse. Good tackle coming in from Dean. Holding. Liptrot on to Burke. Burke gets it away to Arkwright. Leigh second row pair of Huddart and Thomas there quickly. Must apologise for the post that's right in front of us. Maybe obstructing your view a little at the moment. Neil Holding now. Brilliant try-saving tackle by Thomas, but Saints applying the pressure in these first 2 minutes on Leigh. Clark now. Clark runs into Chris Johnson. Saints have stopped 10 yards short. Fieldhouse now. Liptrot out to Haggerty. Pass to Elia. Last tackle indicates referee Whitfield. And Leigh really under the hammer. Elia taps it to himself and Leigh will get a turnover in their favour. So Derek Pike now trying to drive away from his line. Tackled by Liptrot. Saints as one expected. The odds-on favourites applying their pressure from the word goal. Milton Huddart on a run, stopped by Burke. Phil Johnson now to Cottrell. Cottrell tackled by Holding and Elia. Saints giving Leigh no room with which to work. Chris Johnson attempting the run. It's the last tattle, and Saints have done a good containing job on Leigh. Kick comes in from Phil Johnson. A wonderful kick. Lucky bounce for Leigh, but a fine touch kick by scrum half Phil Johnson. Fine touch just inside the Saints half, and we'll have our first scrum of the game. Neil Holding to feed. Possession to Saints. McCormick on the break. Good tackling by Leigh in centre field. Clark now on to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse finds Arkwright. Huddock makes the stop, but he gets it away to Fieldhouse. Good tackle by Phil Johnson on Lachlan. Saints move it left now. Pillar causing an obstruction of my view at the moment, but Burke the man driving in. Westhead the man making the stop. Saints move it left now with Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse again to Clark. Good tackling again in centre field by Leigh. Platt. Last tackle indicates the referee. Another good tackle coming in from Thomas. Kick comes in from Vivas. Finds touch on the Leigh 25. Certainly an all-action start by St Helens. Phil Johnson to feed the scrum for Leigh. No possession to Leigh. But Phil Johnson runs into a tackle from Chris Arkwright. Leigh in possession on their own 25. With Huddock. Out to Henderson. Henderson looking for the break. Saints quick to close the gap. Leigh move it left with Pike. Kerr takes the short ball. Leigh almost up to the halfway line. Leigh move it out right with Thomas. Thomas goes back, takes play 10 yards into the St Helens half. The best of Leigh so far. Pike now. Henderson. Henderson tries to straighten it up. Good tackle from Clark. Last one indicates the referee. Stopped by the foot of McCormack. This lad's got pace. He may only be 19. Leigh stopping inside his own 25, and Leigh come up with the ball. And Leigh get a penalty as well. Well, referee Robin Whitfield had quite clearly indicated to St Helens player Kevin McCormack that he'd lost possession to Phil Johnson. But McCormack wrestled the ball back and has been penalised, and Leigh will have the first attempt to put points on the board with just 6.5 minutes of the game gone. Straight away from the word go, Robin Whitfield will not allow the Saints physio to come on the field. But Chris Johnson with the penalty attempt for Leigh. But he hits the post, a big chance goes a begging for Leigh. Saints move the ball in their own 25. Break on from Elia. Good cover from Leigh. But Saints get a penalty for that lying on in the tackle. Well, Saints quite relieved, I would think, to see that Chris Johnson penalty attempt come back off the post. Referee Robin Whitfield speaking to the Saints captain Chris Arkwright about something. Lachlan with the kick for touch. Takes play up to within 10 yards of the Leigh 25, and Saints on the charge with Burke. Well, St Helens just outside the lead 25 with Fieldhouse. Swinging the ball about with Gearband and St Helens. Lip trot now. Inside to Burke. Huddart makes the stop for Leigh. Lip trot again. Kicks through. Possession to Leigh. Dropped on by Milton Huddart. Cottrell gets it away to Dean. Dean runs into Arkwright. James Lulu, I know, attacked it half back. Pike on the charge. Reaches the 25, but once again, solid tackling by the Saints forwards. Thomas with the kick. Finds touch, 10 yards from the halfway line. St Helens line well up, so Leigh using the kick to clear the close marking. Change of shorts for Saints standoff Brett Clark. In the meantime, Neil Oldham will feed the scrum. Scrums one each at the moment. Penalties 2-1 in St Helens' favour. Possession to St Helens again. Fevers in the line. On to Elia. Elia keeps it going to Clark. Good tackle coming in from Cottrell. Long ball out, finds Arkwright. 3 Leigh men stop that ball in the tattle. Lip trot brings in Elia. Elia gets it away to Platt. Platt takes it back into the lead 25. Saints move it left with Fieldhouse onto Arkwright. Onto Alden. Good cover tackle from Henderson. Saints well on top at the moment. Clark now out to Vivas. Kick ahead by Vivas. And a try for McCormack. Clark now out to Vivas. Kick ahead by Vivas. And a try for McCormack. After 10 minutes play. Nice chip ahead from fullback Phil Vivas. And the Leigh defence was caught out by Kevin McCormack. And Saints go ahead by 4 points to 0. So the favourites St Helens get the first breakthrough. They've had the better of the play in these opening 11 minutes. But it was a nice chip from Phil Vivas coming in the line. Kevin McCormack was the man finishing it off. And Paul Loughlin will attempt the conversion. He's wide with that one. So, 11 minutes of the game gone in this Silk Cut Challenge Cup semi-final tie here at Central Park. Scoreline now reads St Helens 4 points, Leigh 0. So it'll be Phil Johnson with the restart for Leigh. Taken by Ledger. Back towards Loughlin, and before Loughlin can play the ball, Leigh are penalised at the play the ball, and Saints get their third penalty of the game. Neil Holding with the kick. Just beats the outstretched arm of Henderson, and Saints will tap from just outside their own 25 with Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse gets it out in the tackle. Ball lost, picked up for Leigh by Phil Johnson. Tackle comes in from Arkwright. Dean now for Leigh, on to Pike. Kerr on the break. Fine try saving tackle by Phil Vivers, but Leigh certainly showing they're not overawed by the occasion. There goes Pike, barging in again, driving for that Saints line. Pressure now from Leigh. Henderson tries to straighten it up, stopped 15 yards short, right in front of the St. Helens post. They move it right now with Kerr. Westhead, well stopped by Holding. Last tattle indicates referee Whitfield. Drop goal attempt from Phil Johnson drifts wide of the left-hand post, and Saints will be quite content to tap from their own 25. Bucknell gets through Dean's tattles, stopped by Cottrell. Fieldhouse now for St. Helens. Gets it away to Arkwright. Good tattle by Huttert. Arkwright tries to go on his own. Leigh stop him in centre field. Miss out Clark. Now to Holding. Holding goes back inside to Fieldhouse. On to Elia. Good tattle by Phil Johnson. Last one indicates the referee. Kick comes in from Holding. Taken by Jeffrey. Jeffrey can't beat Ledger though. Good tattle by the St. Helens winger. James Luluai now. Takes play 5 or 6 yards up the field, but St. Helens giving nothing away. Thomas now for Leigh. To Pike. Kerr tries the short ball, but the referee brings them back for the forward pass. Coming up to 15 minutes of the match gone in the first half. St. Helens 4 points, Leigh 0. Phil Johnson comes up with that one for Leigh. On to Henderson. Henderson well stopped. Good cover by St. Helens. Leigh certainly prepared to go at St. Helens. There goes Huddert. Runs into Platt and McCormack. Phil Johnson now for Leigh. To Pike. Cottrell. But St. Helens waiting for that ball. Phil Johnson through the gap. Mantle tapped by Loughlin. Kick comes in from Pike. Finds touch. 10 yards from the St. Helens line, but Leigh have the first injury problem of the game. Milton Huddert in a dazed condition, being treated by the physio, but he looks fit to continue. So both sides back to 13 men. Vital scrum close to the St. Helens line. Beholding with the feed. Possession to St. Helens, but the referee not happy. In fact, it's a Leigh feed, so I think Leigh got possession. John Kerr stopped just short. Great opportunity this for Leigh to get back in the game. Phil Johnson stopped just short. Leigh right under the St. Helens pulse. St. Helens. But Leigh lose the ball. McCormack picks it up for St. Helens. Leigh a little hurried there. St. Helens forced them to make the error. And the St. Helens line escapes a game. Arkwright now on to Burke. Pike and Cottrell make the stop for Leigh. Pike knocks the ball down. 6 more tackles for St. Helens. Arkwright picks it up. Referee penalises Arkwright for the use of the head. And Leigh get their second penalty of the game. So Chris Johnson, having missed an easier attempt than the one he's now going to take. Now the referee speaking to John Kerr. The Leigh physio attempted to come on to treat him, but the referee will not have physiotherapists on the field unless there's a genuine injury. Physiotherapists, of course, have been accused in the past of passing messages, but Robin Whitfield is certainly going to have none of that from the start. So a vital kick for Leigh. Fullback Chris Johnson's second attempt. They trail by 4 points to 0 at the moment. That narrows it to 2 points. 18.5 minutes gone, and Chris Johnson's penalty goal opens Leigh's account, and the scoreline now reads St Helens 4 points, Leigh 2. So Neil Holding with the restart. McCulloch plays it with his foot. Runs into a good tackle from Platt, so Leigh will play from deep in their own territory. There goes Dean, stopped by his opposite number Liptrot. Pike now to Johnson, on to Huddart. Huddart tries to straighten it up, but doesn't escape the clutches of Burke. Phil Johnson now to Thomas. Break on from Chris Johnson, brilliantly covered by a tackle from Clark. St Helens very quick to close that gap. Kick comes in from Phil Johnson, drives St Helens back. McCormick takes it just outside his own 25. Escapes the clutches of one tackle, gets it out to Loughlin. Good reply by St Helens. Stopped just short of the halfway line by Cottrell and Westhead. Certainly a good reply by St Helens. Once again, the referee sends the physio away, wants to keep the game moving. So St Helens in possession, ahead by 4 points to 2. Holding now. Fine tackle by Thomas. Platt appeared to be through the gap. Holding now with a kick. Picked up over his own line by the Leigh fullback Chris Johnson. Gets away from Holding, but Clark's there with another good tackle. Clark kicks the ball and the referee wipes the slate clean. Dean gets away from Fieldhouse, but not Arkwright. Pike now for Leigh. Penalty to Leigh. Makes penalties 3 each. John Fieldhouse, the man being spoken to for a high tackle. But certainly the performance of Leigh in these opening 21 minutes has belied their odds of rank outsiders in this competition. So Leigh Hooker McDean with the tap. Goes it alone, makes 8 yards. Pike now to Huddart. Dean attacked in half-back for Leigh. Cottrell runs into Burke. No gaps appearing in the centre for either side to cash in on at the moment. Fine kick again, but doesn't find touch. Vivas will pick it up for St Helens. Leigh there in numbers this time to stop the move, but Saints in possession 10 yards outside their own 25. McCormick attacked in half-back. Can't escape the clutches of Pike. Liptrot gets it out to Arkwright. Huddart makes the stop, but good slip ball by Arkwright to Clark. Fine stop by Cottrell for Leigh. Well, Brett Clark lying injured. Holding with the kick. Bounces kindly for the wingman, Jeffrey. Jeffrey makes 15 yards before he's stopped. Leigh in possession once again. McDean on the drive. Runs into Fieldhouse and Platt. Pike now for Leigh. Huddart goes without it, but Saints kick it on ahead. Chris Johnson picks up the pieces for Leigh. Referee indicates the kick. Leigh will get 6 more tackles. James Lulai now out to Pike. Inside to John Henderson. Referee brings them back for the forward pass. Leigh fans complain bitterly, but I think he was right with that one. So Neil Holding will feed the scrum. Scrum's 3-2 in St Helens' favour at the moment. Possession to St Helens, out to Clark. Leigh stopped them in centre field. Beavers now to Arkwright. Leigh stop Arkwright on the ball. Liptrot now to Fieldhouse. On to Platt. Good tackling by Kerr and Henderson. Holding to Liptrot. Long pass out. Finds Elia. Good tackle by Westhead, but the ball's on to Loughlin, on to Ledger. Try saving tackle by fullback Johnson, but Saints on the move again with Burke. Saints must score here, surely. In fact, they don't. What a disaster for St Helens that would have been. Beavers is dragged down to the floor by Cottrell, and what a chance St Helens missed then. Last tackle indicates the referee. Cottrell penalised for offside. But St Helens let a golden try-scoring opportunity go there. They had an overlap of 7-2 and failed to use it. So Saints electing to tap and run it. In comes Burke, runs into Huddart and Pike. And the Leigh line holds. So Liptrot attacked in half-back. Out to Arkwright. On to Haggerty. Solid defence again by Leigh. 26 minutes of the game gone. Saints ahead by 4 points to 2. Long pass out to Elia. Good defence again by Leigh. Saints now. Liptrot. And Ledger is stopped short, amazingly, by a tackle from Luluai. Arkwright now. Arkwright goes over, under the post. Tackle from Luluai. Arkwright now. Arkwright goes over, under the post. 27th minute of the game, and a vital try that could turn out to be for Chris Arkwright. Leigh had been on the rack, and Saints finally made the pressure pay off. Chris Arkwright's second try for St Helens. They now lead Leigh by 8 points to 2, with Loughlin to attempt the conversion from in front of the post. So Paul Loughlin has no trouble with that one. St Helens have an 8-point advantage with just 27 minutes of the game gone. St Helens 10 points, Leigh 2. So Phil Johnson restarts for Leigh. Leigh with it all to do now. Loughlin takes the kick. That was a high tackle by Cottrell, which concedes the penalty. St Helens' 6th penalty of the game. Referee Whitfield reads out the right act to Tony Cottrell in the presence of his skipper. Saints tap it to catch Leigh napping. There goes Burke on the run. So St Helens now with Arkwright. On to Fieldhouse. Leigh moving up quicker now. Ball lost. St Helens get it back. Referee gives the scrum. Leigh claiming offside. Referee giving the knock on. Phil Johnson will lead the scrum for Leigh. Leigh desperate for a score now in the last 11 minutes of this half. Kerr goes without it. Brett Clark picks the pieces up for St Helens. Good line out here for Saints. Big gap for Arkwright. No boot on. Holding back inside to Arkwright. To Clark. Great tackle by Dean on Clark. Lip trot on to Platt. Leigh forced to defend now. Great run by Arkwright with only one boot on, but Clark now for Saints. On to Fieldhouse. Inside to Elia. Leigh read that one well. Holding for St Helens. On to Liptrot. Liptrot almost through the gap. Last tackle indicates referee Whitfield. Holding with the kick. Straight to McCulloch. McCulloch runs into McCormack. Dean now for Leigh. On to Westhead. Westhead just reaches the 25 before he's stopped by Fieldhouse and Holden. Hoddart. Solid tackle coming in from Platt. Phil Johnson with the kick. A bad one this time. Ball back. St Helens allowed to keep the pressure on their opponents. And Saints will be feeling that another try before the break could wrap this game up. Holding with the feed. Out to Elia. Elia striding through the gap. Good cover by Leigh in the end. Leigh get the ball back. Jeffrey on the reply. So now, can Leigh get a score before the interval? 9 minutes of the half remaining. Kerr. On to Dean. Dean stopped in centre field by Holden. Johnson to Pike. Pike gets it away to Hoddart. Good tackle from Platt. Chris Johnson now at fullback. From a fullback attacked in halfback. Makes 5 or 6 yards before he's stopped by Fieldhouse. Dean moves it right to Pike. The Cottrell onto Kerr. Kerr well stopped by Vivers and Holden. Last one indicates the referee. Solid defence again by St Helens. Kick comes in from Phil Johnson, stopped by the feet of McCormack. McCormack breaks clear, gets it out to Fieldhouse. What a good chance for St Helens. Flip trot. Luluai makes the stop. John Kerr badly injured and Leigh get the ball back. So end-to-end stuff at the moment. Hoddart to Phil Johnson. Henderson forced back inside. John Kerr coming off injured for Leigh. Hoddart now to Pike. Pike makes it into the St Helens half. Hoddart now. Hoddett drops the ball. Saints have an overlap with Haggerty. Haggerty to Ledger. Ledger comes back inside. Dodges past two. Great play by St Helens. Put Leigh back on the rack. Fieldhouse. Elia misses it. Haggerty picks it up. Dodges one tackle. Pushes off another. It's it out to Loughlin. Loughlin tattle 5 yards outside the Leigh 25. Saints beginning to show their strength now with Platt. Platt strides through a gap, and St Helens are beginning to run away with it. Saints beginning to show their strength now with Platt. Platt strides through a gap, and St Helens are beginning to run away with it. Vital score by second row forward Andy Platt. Leigh been down to 12 men. Unable to make the substitution. And the St Helens physio is on again, being spoken to by referee Robin Whitfield. And he's sending him off once more. Controversy now as Alec Murphy sends his physio back on the field, and Paul Loughlin with the conversion attempt, but he's wide of the near post, and Leigh make their substitution. They go back to full strength. Mike Davis coming on to replace the injured John Kerr. 5.5 minutes of the first half remaining. St Helens in the driving seat, leading by 14 points to 2. So Phil Johnson once again with a restart. Straight to Loughlin though. Loughlin loses the ball. Hoddett picks it up for Leigh. Leigh desperate for a score now before the interval. Cottrell. Cottrell runs into Burke and Arkwright. Davis now. Davis tries to dodge and weave his way through. Dumped unceremoniously on the Saints 25. There goes Thomas. With Tattle coming in from Elia. Leigh desperate for a try. Henderson. Henderson stopped by Fieldhouse and Arkwright. Good defence again by St Helens. Davis now with the kick ahead. Finds touch in the corner. They'll have a 5-yard scrum. This is a vital scrum for both sides. Leigh desperate for a try before the break. They've got just 4 minutes to cross the St Helens line. Saints supporters beginning to sing their Wembley songs. Well, Leigh get the ball. It came out on the St Helens side, but Leigh come up with it. Davis now. Johnson to Thomas. Henderson to McCulloch. And McCulloch is in at the corner, and Leigh get themselves back in the game. But Leigh come up with it. Davis now. Johnson to Thomas. Henderson to McCulloch. And McCulloch is in at the corner, and Leigh get themselves back in the game. Well, what a vital time for Leigh to get the try. Just 3.5 minutes before the break. And now Robin Whitfield speaks to the Leigh physio. Tell him skipper Derek Pike, if he wants treatment, he must go off the field for it. So a vital kick for Chris Johnson. Leigh 8 points behind at the moment. He's just a couple of feet in from this near side touchline. 14 points to 6 for St Helens at the moment. Chris Johnson adds a marvellous goal for Leigh from the touchline. And that's really brought the Leigh supporters back to their feet. 14 points to 8, St Helens lead at the moment. 2 minutes of the first half remaining. Holding with the restart. Henderson plays it with his feet. Runs into a crunching tackle from Platt. Huddart now. Huddart pushes 2 off before he's stopped by Liptrot. That try will certainly give heart to Leigh. Inside to Thomas. Thomas stopped by Arkwright. Phil Johnson with the kick. It's a better kick. Drives St Helens back. McCormack picks it up and inside his own 25. Pike makes the stop. The Leigh skipper leading by example. Beavers attacked in half-back. Sit out to Liptrot, on to Burke. Burke stopped by Cottrell. Arkwright now. Leigh stopped man and ball this time. Holding attacked in half-back. Huddart eventually gets the ball back for Leigh. Just got 40 seconds of normal time remaining in this first half. Johnson dodges under a tackle. Certainly Leigh on the up at the moment. Dean to Pike. Westhead pushes one off. John Henderson now for Leigh. Kicks ahead. Blatantly obstructed. But Vivas kicks the ball dead. Referee said he took a dive. But Saints will be forced to drop out from under their own posts. St Helens temporarily down to 12 men and in no rush to get on with things. So moved into injury time in this first half. Dean takes the ball for Leigh. Drives back to the St Helens 25. Now can Leigh get anything in the closing stage of this first half? Thomas bounces into Platt. Pike now. Inside to Cottrell. Cottrell throws the ball away. St Helens come up with it. Leigh get it back, but St Helens have it again. There goes the hooter though to bring to an end an exciting first 40 minutes here at Central Park in the Silk Cup Challenge Cup semi-final. A half-time scoreline, St Helens 14 points, Leigh 8. Saints tries, one each from McCormack, Arkwright and Platt, one goal from Loughlin. Leigh's try from McCulloch, 2 goals from Chris Johnson. So on behalf of your cameraman Billy Leigh, your match commentator Derek Ditter saying please stay with us. During the half-time interval, St Helens have made a substitution. Number 14 Paul Round has come on to replace number 12 Roy Haggerty. But both sides are back on the field at the moment. A reminder of the half-time scoreline here at Central Park. St Helens 14 points, Leigh 8 in the first of this season's Silk Cut Challenge Cup competition semi-finals. A referee from Widnes, Mr. Robin Whitfield, gets proceedings underway. And which one of these sides in 40 minutes time will be still on the Wembley Trail? Ledger takes the ball first for St Helens. Lip trot to Arkwright onto Burke. Four tries in an exciting first half, and there goes Platt, one of the try scorers for St Helens in the first half. Stopped by a tackle from Henderson. Once again, must apologise for the post that's directly in front of us. My cameraman Billy Lee is doing their best to get round it. Arkwright stopped, but Fieldhouse gets the ball inside, and he's tackled by Huddart. Clark now out to Holding, onto Loughlin. Loughlin with the kick ahead, ball back. And we'll scrum it some 10 yards inside the Leigh half. Scrums in the first half were 5-3 to St Helens, and penalties 6-3 in Saints' favour. Phil Johnson will feed this one for Leigh. Possession to Leigh. Johnson pushes off one, but not Clark. Davis now trying to riddle his way through, stopped by Vivers, but takes play into the St Helens half. Leigh will want a quick score to get on level terms. Thomas steps back inside, runs into Arkwright. Leigh move it left, Pike now, Phil Johnson. Cosrow goes back inside, runs into trouble in the shape of Platt. Dean now, onto Pike. Pike gets it inside, Dean throws it away. Chris Johnson picks it up for Leigh, gets away from one tackle. Out of another. Takes play back into the St Helens half, it's the last one indicates the referee. Inside to Phil Johnson, he kicks ahead. McCormack picks up the pieces and loses the ball. The referee says St Helens got no advantage and calls them back to the original knock-on. Touch judge on the far side, Mr Thornbury from Warrington, speaking to the referee. Referee Robin Whitfield stops the clock. Referee speaking to Paul Round and Derek Pike. Something I certainly didn't see. So Kevin McCormack still on the ground receiving treatment as Neil Oldham feeds this scrum. But Leigh get the ball, but the referee says it went straight through. So Oldham to feed the scrum again. The Saints certainly seem to get away with a bit of obstruction then, but they get possession from the scrum. Liptrot gets it away to Burke. Leigh up a bit more quicker than they were in the first 40 minutes. Holding now for St Helens, on to Round. Good tackle coming in from Davis. Clark, Fieldhouse gets it away to Platt. Platt loses the ball. The referee brings them back for the knock-on, and it seems to be Saints that are snatching at the balls at the moment. That's the rugby balls, of course. So Phil Johnson to feed the scrum. 4 minutes of the second half gone. Saints still ahead by 14 points to 8. Possession to Leigh. Mike Davis runs into a tackle from Vivers. Luluai out to Johnson, to Huddart. Huddart runs past one, pushes off another. Gets it away, but it's a forward pass to McCulloch. The game not flowing in the first few minutes of this second half as it did in the first. Both sides making elementary mistakes as they try to get on top in this vital stage. Holding with the feed, gets it out to Clark. That certainly looks suspiciously forward to Vivers. Leigh are up quickly to stop St Helens. Clark gets it out to Arkwright, onto Round. Round runs around in a circle, and Leigh pushing back. Certainly look a little keener. Here comes Burke. Well stopped by Cottrell and Luluai. Quick trot out now to Clark. To Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse to Platt. Leigh know what Platt can do from the first half. Arkwright now. Kick ahead. Good kick by the Saints skipper. Well played by McCulloch. Picked up for Leigh by Johnson. Johnson stopped by a good tattle from Clark. Pike now for Leigh. Pike out to Huddart. Huddart tattled by Elia. Certainly Leigh coming back at St Helens in the early stages of this second half. Thomas runs into Round. A high tattle by Fieldhouse on Cottrell. Referee tells Tony Cottrell to stop laying it on. Phil Vivers rescues his number 10 by pulling him away. And certainly Chris Johnson, the Leigh fullback, is going to go for goal. Cottrell fit to continue. And Chris Johnson with a vital kick to try and put Leigh back within 4 points. 7 minutes of the second half gone. St Helens 14, Leigh 8 at the moment. The kick is 40 yards out, just to the left of the St Helens post. Johnson just wide of the far post, but Saints will be forced to drop out from their own 25. So Neil Holding with the dropout for St Helens. James Luluai eager to get that ball, takes it well. It's out to Phil Johnson. Round makes the stop. Leigh move it left now with Luluai. Luluai runs into trouble in the shape of Burke and Platt. Dean onto Pike. To Thomas. Thomas stopped by Arkwright and Loughlin. Jeffrey now attacked in half-back out to Huddart. Pike now for Leigh. Pike's ball is intercepted by Elia. Saints on the reply. Good tattle coming in from James Luluai, but St Helens been under the thumb a little by Leigh in the early stages. Beginning to throw the ball about now. Here comes Platt. Good tattle by Davies for Leigh. Fevers out to Liptrot. Liptrot runs into Huddart. Saints lost their way a little then. Arkwright to Fieldhouse, back to Arkwright. Leigh closing St Helens down a little. That certainly looked forward to Burke. The pass is wide and over the head of Ledger. And we'll scrum it just outside the Leigh 25. Leigh wingman Jeffrey took a knock as he tried to stop that Saints break. So Phil Johnson with the feed. Possession again to Leigh. Chris Johnson now. Stopped at the second attempt. Davis tripped as he attempts to break down the middle by Clark lying on the floor. So Leigh take a tap. There goes Pike. On to Oddett. Oddett out to McCulloch. Certainly Leigh giving the ball plenty of air. Davis now for Leigh to Johnson. On to Pike. Saints quick up to close Leigh down. 10 minutes of the second half gone. Saints still ahead by 14 points to 8. Luluai stopped by Loughlin. Cottrell now. Cottrell away to Davis. Davis tries to break down the middle. Dean gets it out to Johnson. Johnson with the kick. That's going to go dead, I would think. Neil Holding lets it trail over the dead ball line. And St Helens will be quite content to tap from their own 25. And certainly Leigh have had the better of the opening 11 minutes in this second half. Here comes Platt on the reply for St Helens. Fieldhouse now. Oddett making the stop for Leigh. Clark out to Liptrot to Arkwright. On to Platt. Platt runs into Phil Johnson. Good stop by the diminutive scrum half. Loughlin out to kick ahead by Arkwright. Cottrell picks it up. Chris Johnson on the reply for Leigh. Leigh back in possession just inside their own half. Oddett now for Leigh. Luluai to Henderson. Gets the ball out to McCulloch, but Round makes the stop for St Helens. Henderson now for Leigh. St Helens leaving no gaps whatsoever up the centre. Pike now out to Dean. Dean steps back inside. Round again making the stop. Henderson now attacked in half-back. So out to Pike. Inside to Phil Johnson. Johnson tries to go underneath. Leigh still short of the St Helens 25-yard line. It's a try Leigh want at the moment. Davis out to Cottrell. Cottrell gets it away to Thomas. Thomas stopped by Loughlin. Last tackle indicates the referee. Drop goal attempt wide by Chris Johnson. Leigh need points at the moment, but they managed to contain St Helens so far in this second half. Fieldhouse, first man in. 13 minutes of the second half gone. Burke with the ball. Runs into Oddett. Liptrot going down the blind side, brings in Elia. Oddett again makes the stop. Clark. Leigh certainly closed St Helens down in these early stages of the second half. Saints struggling to find room with which to work. Fieldhouse, a wild pass. Vivers drops it. McCormack picks it up and Leigh make the stop. Fieldhouse throws it away to Burke to Vivers. St Helens, a good kick from Vivers. And it finds touch. Well, what a situation St Helens find them in now. They were in all sorts of trouble there. The brilliant kick by Vivers has taken them within 10 yards of the Leigh try line. 14 minutes of the second half gone. St Helens still lead by 14 points to 8. And that's the first time they've been so far deep in lead territory in this second half. Johnson with the feed. Leigh get it again. Holding makes the stop. Pike makes another 2 or 3 yards for Leigh. Davis to Thomas. Luluai out to Henderson. Round the man making the stop again, but certainly enterprising play from Leigh. Johnson to Davis. Dean goes without it, and St Helens knock on as well. So the referee gives the first knock on against Leigh. St Helens a bit desperate to increase their lead. Possession to Saints. Arkwright in the move, runs into Westhead. Uddert's out of the scrum quickly to do the stop. Saints supporters hear their voices. Fieldhouse goes without it, gets it at the second attempt. Platt is the man being tackled. Clip trot now. St Helens just short of the lead, 25. The next try vital for both sides for obvious reasons. Round. Good tattle again by Huddart. He's got through some tattling this afternoon, as Milton Huddart for Leigh. Clark to Round. He gets it away to Clark. Balls with Fieldhouse. Loughlin misses it. Knocks on. And we'll scrum it just outside the Leigh 25. Well, both sides must be congratulated for their contribution to the Open Rugby game this afternoon. They've both run at the opposition when they've had possession and tried to take them on. I'm sure this large crowd at Central Park has been well entertained and had their money's worth this afternoon. But Leigh get the ball from the scrum again. Johnson well stopped by his opposite number, Vivas. Davis now. Clears his 25. Phil Johnson. On to Thomas. Thomas runs into Liptrot and Fieldhouse. Dean attacked in half-back to Pike. Break from Chris Johnson for Leigh. Out to McCullough. McCullough well stopped by McCormack. Leigh want to play it quickly. John Henderson now for Leigh. Runs into Platt. Platt pinches the ball as well. And St Helens get the ball back. Quiet, William. So Saints on the reply with Arkwright. Out to Fieldhouse. Pass it inside to Oldham. Leigh closed them down again. Fieldhouse now to Liptrot. Out to Arkwright. Ball lost, picked up by Vivas to Round. Big chance for St Helens. Inside to Elia. Good defence by Leigh again. Certainly St Helens coming back into the game. Leigh have had the upper hand so far in this second half. Pass it out to Alden. To Fieldhouse. To McCormack. Cottrell makes the stop. Leigh temporary down to 12 men again. Mark Thomas going off injured. Liptrot for St Helens. Platt stops short. And a turnover, the second time in the game. Leigh get possession from a turnover. Chris Johnson now on the reply. Leigh still with 12 men. Mark Thomas has been carried off injured. Gary Hughes not got back on the field yet. Luluai trying to break out of his own 25. There goes Dean. Johnson now for Leigh. To Westhead. Saints do a good containing job on Leigh. Leigh are down to the last tattle. Phil Johnson with the kick. But the ball doesn't find touch. Vivas picks it up. Gets it to McCormack. Good stop on McCormack. Leigh can't get their substitute on. Long pass out, big overlap for Saints. Leigh stopped the ball in the tackle. Dean making the stop on Arkwright. Lip trot now. Inside to Round. Round breaks out to 2 tackles. Good stop by Phil Johnson in the end. Clark out to Lip trot. Helia. Good stop by Luluai for Leigh. Leigh still down to 12 men. Loughlin out to Clark to Fieldhouse. Inside to Clark. Johnson picks it up for Leigh. Leigh can't make their substitution, but they've got possession on their own 25. Put it now for Leigh. 19 minutes of the game remaining. St Helens still ahead by 14 points to 8. Davis for Leigh to Pike. Pike makes the break. Luluai knocks on, and at last Leigh make their substitution. So what do either side have to offer in these last 18 and a half minutes? Certainly Leigh haven't given this one up, and St Helens know they've got a contest on their hands. The Leigh get one against the head. Phil Johnson. It's it out to John Henderson. Henderson looking for the pace. Henderson still going, stopped by Ledger, and he loses the ball. Another good opportunity go to waste. Ledger lies down injured. In fact, it's Neil Holding. Ledger's limping away from the play. Platt tries to clear his lines. Well, what will that run do to inspire Leigh? Certainly shoot St Helens. They've got to compose themselves and play with the ball. Lip trot out to Fieldhouse. Kick comes in from Loughlin. That's really anywhere. Bounces kindly for him. Chris Johnson will pick the ball up for Leigh. He's got the length of the field in front of him. And now again, a brilliant tackle by Brett Clark. Dean now. Stopped by Round. Hughes now from acting halfback. Hughes reaches the halfway line, stopped by Arkwright and Round. Certainly Leigh giving as good as they're getting at the moment. There goes Pike, out to Henderson. Henderson looking for the gap, but Platt doesn't give him one. Davis now, on to Cottrell. Cottrell steps inside, gets it out to Phil Johnson. Round makes the stop, and last tackle again indicates referee Whitfield. Hughes this time with the kick. Bounces kindly for Saints. Helia is well stopped by a Hughes tackle. Holding now. Out to Burke. Pike in on Burke. St Helens loosening Roy Haggerty up to bring him back into the fray. Arkwright. Fieldhouse at acting halfback. Lip trot gets it away to Platt. Platt's allowed to get it away to Round. To McCormack. McCormack strides inside 2. Leigh shuts him down. Saints back in the lead, 25 in possession. Ball's thrown away. 2 St Helens men go for it. And Leigh come up with it. And this is now going to be an interesting substitution. St Helens are going to bring Roy Haggerty back and take Neil Holding off. Holding limps off. Clark will go to scrum half. Vivas to stand off and Loughlin to fullback. So Haggerty has gone in the centre. position he used to occupy. Possession to Saints. Helia gets out of one tackle, goes without his boot. Saints keep the pressure on. They know another try here. Good seal this one. 6 points clear with 15 minutes to go. Vivas to Burke. Burke to Vivas. Lip trotted acting half-back. Sit out to Round. To Arkwright. Beautiful tackling by Leigh. Solid cover there. Round attacked in half-back. Round well stopped. And Leigh have got the ball. Phil Johnson has got the ball for Leigh. Saints keeping the pressure on their opponents. Huddock now to Lulai. Leigh running it from their own line. Out to Jeffrey. Jeffrey steps inside. Reaches the 25 before he's stopped by Ledger. Very enterprising play by Leigh on their own try line. Chris Johnson appearing in the middle now. Leigh beginning to throw everything into attack. Davis out to Pike. To Lulai. Lulai out to Henderson. Henderson forced into touch by Loughlin. Certainly Leigh are taking on the favourites. Gary Hughes now doing the hooking for Leigh. Possession to St Helens. Good tackle by Davis on Vivas. Clark now up to Arkwright. Clark to Liptrot, on to Platt, to Fieldhouse. McCormack. Leigh are well aware of his speed. Liptrot now to Arkwright. Vivas to Haggerty. Too many passes by St Helens and Leigh shut them down. In fact, Phil Johnson comes up with the ball and Saints get their first penalty of this second half. Loughlin with the kick for touch. Just short of the Leigh 25. Liptrot with the tap onto Burke. Put it again with the stop. Pike gets the ball back for Leigh. Milton Huddock comes up with it. Hughes now to Cottrell. Cottrell tries to scatter them. Manages to clear his own 25, but St Helens have kept a good watch on the Leigh number 10 this afternoon. Davis. A high tackle on Hughes. Phil Johnson now for Leigh to Pike. Pike to Lulai. Lulai just short of the halfway. Phil Johnson now. Out to Chris Johnson. Last tackle indicates referee Whitfield. Can Leigh conjure anything up here? Or can Saints thwart them yet again? Pike. Out to Henderson. To McCulloch, but it'll be the first turnover of the game in St Helens' favour. But Saints certainly stood about a little at the moment. It's Leigh, the team, doing all the movements. Platt. Punch thrown there by Henderson, I think, will give Saints another penalty. Leigh don't want to concede silly penalties at this stage. They've got the upper hand. Well, that's totally wrong. They've called out loose forward Westhead, but it's certainly the number 3, not number 13, that threw the punch. But Saints get the penalty. Just over 10 minutes remaining. St. Helens still ahead by those 6 points. Lip trot with the tap. Full start, we get on with it again. Burke first man in. The leigh tackling as solid as ever, and it's that man Huddart that's doing it. Arkwright. This time it's Hughes and Cottrell making the stop. Fieldhouse is acting half-back. It's it out to Vivers. Onto Round. Leigh again, stop the ball in the tattle. Healy gets it out to Clark. Clark gets it away. It's out to Platt. Platt stopped in centre field. Tattle coming in from Dean. Lip trot on St. Helens again. Stood man watching there. They're throwing the ball anywhere. Haggerty throws that one away. Referee brings them back for the forward pass, I think. Oh, they're knocked on. We're going to scrum it. But certainly with 9 minutes to go, the St. Helens are definitely looking the shakier of the two teams. But they're clinging on to that 6-point advantage that they held at half-time. But Saints win a vital scrum against the head. There goes Loughlin. Loughlin still going. Can Saints fight their way back into this game? There goes Elia. Ball's lost again. Hughes. Cottrell gets it out to Henderson. Henderson stopped inside his own 25. Man Clark's in on the tattle again. He's done some tattling for St. Helens this afternoon. Phil Johnson tries to push Fieldhouse off. Gets away from the tattle. Saints try the ball pinching. Doesn't come off. Hughes to Huddart. Huddart running well. Good run from Milton Huddart. Davis now on to Pike. Break from Westhead. Westhead still going. A wild ball. Ledger picks it up for Leigh, but Leigh forces him into touch. Saints want to make another substitution. Ball forward to come on for John Fieldhouse. Seven minutes of the match remaining. St. Helens 14 points, Leigh 8. Leigh get the ball. A kick ahead. Has that caught St. Helens? Well, Ledger makes the stop, but it's right under his own post. Leigh will want to contain St. Helens now. Saints in no rush to get on with things. Forbert soon in on the action, but Leigh around him like tigers. McCormack, we know he can go the length of the field, and he stopped short of his own 25. Lip trot now, out to Platt. Good tattle from Westhead. Helia. Helia gets it away to McCormack. McCormack's round the outside. Brilliant cover tattle from Cottrell. Last tattle indicates the referee. Vivers with the kick. Doesn't find touch. Phil Johnson picks it up for Leigh, but Vivers makes the stop. Certainly end-to-end stuff at the moment. Put it on the reply for Leigh. Vivers again makes the stop. Pike now. Out to Davis. To Luluai. Haggerty up quick to make the stop. Dean now to Davis. Davis tries the reverse side, but no way through for the Leigh deputy stand-off. But Davis still going. He's still going. He's still going. Finally stopped by Platt. Last tattle indicates the referee. Phil Johnson with the kick. Straight to Ledger. Ledger pushes one off. Brilliant tattle by Pike. Beavers attacked in half-back, gets it away to Arkwright, on to Burke. Healy tried to take the short ball, but couldn't burst through. Clark now. McCulloch makes the stop, but Elia's there in support. Mike Davis makes the interception for Leigh, and Elia makes the tackle back. So Leigh on the ascendancy now. Referee gives the knock on. Mike Davis is furious. They complain to the touch judge. He doesn't want to know. We'll scrum it down right in front of us. 4 minutes remaining. The referee wants the scrum formed again. Phil Vivers has been named the man of the match. Not sure I would go along with that one. But Clark to feed again for St Helens. Possession to St Helens. Are Leigh going to run out of time? The Saints are wasting all the time they can. Arkwright. Cottrell, the man making the stop, and he wants Arkwright to get up and play the ball. Here comes Forbert. Getting knocked. Pushes one or two off, but not Cottrell. Huddart again is in on the tattle. Clark to Arkwright. Leigh shut him down, man and ball again. 2.5 minutes remain here at Central Park. Clark gets it out to Platt. Another hard, solid tackle by Pike. Davis comes up with the ball. Haggerty makes the tackle. Luluai now to Westhead. Leigh must give the ball somewhere. It's now out to Dean, to Chris Johnson. Johnson. Well stopped by Clark. Leigh going to throw everything at St Helens now. The ball is out of play on the far side. And St Helens will get the feed. Clark to feed the scrum. We're in the last 2 minutes of this hectic semi-final. Possession again to Saints. Fevers onto Elia. Elia gets it away to Burke. Saints looking for a try to settle it. There goes Haggerty. Bundles off Davis, not Chris Johnson. Saints no doubt will look for the drop kick from here. That could settle it for them, but they don't. Round is well stopped, drops the ball. Clark picks it up. Still St Helens. Leigh stopped them short again. Last one indicates referee Whitfield. We're in the last 30 seconds of this semi-final. Clark throws it away. It's out to Vivers. Vivers is stopped, and Davis comes up with it for Leigh. Now, can Leigh go the length of the field? They've got to do, they want to win this. Huddart. Pike knocks on. Leigh get a penalty. Offside, I think, was the referee's decision. We move into injury time as Leigh find touch. 10 yards outside their own 25. Leigh got to throw the ball about now. Pike on to Davis. Davis can't break out of Haggerty's tattle. Leigh have given their all, but it's not quite been good enough on the day. Pike now. Break on from Hughes. Ball thrown away. Into touch. That will be Saints happy. There goes the hooter. Leigh have been defeated by St Helens by 14 points to 8 in this first semi-final of the Silk Cup Challenge Cup competition. A pointless second half, but certainly one where Leigh have been the better side. But the Saints' defence was just too tough for them in the end. The final scoreline here from Central Park. St Helens 14 points, Leigh 8. All the points coming in the first half. Tries for St Helens from McCormack, Arkwright and Platt. 1 goal from Laughlin. Leigh's points a McCulloch try and 2 Chris Johnson goals. So the favourites from Knowsley Road go to Wembley on the 2nd of May. And on behalf of your cameraman Billy Leigh, this is your match commentator Derek Disley saying we hope you've enjoyed this pulsating cup tie, and it's goodbye with the final reminder of today's scoreline. St Helens 14 points, Leigh 8.